Did you?
Yeah.
Which movie?
It was called Grace Quigley is what it's known by now. It was
Okay.
called The Ultimate Solution of Grace Quigley. 1983, Nick Nolte was the male lead.
I love
And
both of them.
It was her last number one on the call sheet.
What?
Yeah, that was my first movie as a PA. I worked on in New York City.
Are you a baseball fan?
Huh?
Are you a baseball fan? Were you ever a big baseball fan?
Of course it is.
Well, this gentleman right here, he loves baseball. Well, true.
The Natural, you would love that.
He's already said one of his favorite
Remember when I
films.
saw it opening weekend was The Natural. Not opening day. I don't think I made it opening day. But I saw it opening weekend on a Saturday.
You know, they wanted me to do, I put facelifts on Redford when he was playing 18
Oh, yeah.
to get rid of his wrinkles. So, because they tried, they said, well, we thought we could bring this makeup firm and bring him in and let them do a prosthetic mask. Well, I knew Redford would go crazy with that.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, that's right. So they did it, and the minute he laughed, they put this mask on him, and I made him laugh. It showed, intensified every wrinkle he had in his face at the time.
Oh.
So they said, well, that's not going to work. I said, no, we want those wrinkles to go the other way.
Yeah, yeah.
So I ended up putting facelifts on.
Is that the tape and the tape and pull it up? Yeah.
I need that for the award.
I need it, so if I ever lose my eyelashes, I'll be blind. That was fun. We had a lot of fun on the
Yeah. It's another one of our favorites, of course. I mean, I can't even keep the list in my head of everything you've worked on.
Well, it was funny because during lunch sometimes I'd go out and Redford we had this trainer from the Yankees who would come in and pitch when we needed really good balls because of the hits and so forth. And I'd go out and I would practice with him during lunch hour. And Redford, he balled me out for that. What are you doing, Liddiard? You don't need to be doing that. I'm the guy that does that.
Well, Redford developed a pretty good swing there in that movie. It looked pretty good.
Oh, he was a natural.
Yeah.
He's a good athlete.
Yeah, it was really good. That's why I
Good
think I like
skier.
it.
Really good skier.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you know, when we didn't take this decision lightly, once Sean came to us with the idea, of course I'd known you from afar forever. And one night you always have a list, right? You always have a list of names that, who could it be this year? And so we literally prayed about it.
Okay.
And we were resolute after that prayer that it was you.
Well, thank you. Well, I appreciate the nomination. It's
Yeah.
just exciting.
Well, you already won.
I won.
Yeah, you won.
You have a
Well, even thinking of it is what I meant to say.
You're
So,
welcome. Yeah.
I appreciate that. And,
I'll try to drag a few of my family members there.
okay.
It'd be a real drag. You know that's not the case.
You know, I have to give you a little history back on how I got into makeup.
Sure.
Okay, I went to BYU and studied. I got married my junior year, and my wife thought she was marrying an attorney because I was going to go to law school. And I had an opportunity to go, and of course they started in September. And I was offered an apprenticeship job doing makeup at Warner Brothers Studios under Gordon Bow, who the reason I got the job was because he was dating my sister at the time.
Oh,
And,
how convenient.
and so it was a 3-year apprenticeship. I hadn't done any makeup. I didn't know anything about it. And they said, well, don't worry about it. We'll teach you. So I had this 3-year apprenticeship, and at the end of 3 years, they give you an exam, and they used to give an examination to see if you learned anything. And you were tested by your peers. And so that was always nervous time for me, and it would last for 2 days.
Wow.
Testing. And that's how I got into it. My first job as a makeup artist, I was an apprentice, but they would bring us up, bump us up to a journeyman. when they ran out of makeup artists, and I was doing the dancers on, musical, Robert Preston,
Music Man?
Music Man. I was
I didn't know you did Music Man.
working this.
Oh my gosh.
I was doing the dancers.
Well, there was a lot of them just to be on that set. Wow. Shirley Jones,
Iconic movie?
Robert Preston. What's that?
I said pretty iconic.
Oh my gosh, yeah, one of my favorite musicals.
It's a I love that musical. I watch it when
You used to walk around the house singing Gary, Indiana all the time.
That's right.
Did you know I played that at Burbank High School
Did-
in
You
70
did. You were
Five.
really good. I remember seeing
you
that as
see
a
that?
kid.
in 75?
You were very good in that show.
That was fun.
I remember that as well.
Of course, I was young, but you were
Who
still
played
really good.
I was
the,
a small young child.
What's that?
who played the lead, female lead?
In Shirley Jones in the film
I
version.
know that, but I
In mine?
Great guy.
in yours.
Oh, Jeannie Halbert.
Jeannie Halbert. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's not her married name now, but we still stay in contact. When I see it's her birthday, I say, "Happy birthday, Marion."
Were you a senior that year?
No, I was a junior.
Junior?
Yeah,
In when? 75?
75, because I graduated in 76. I worked with Robert Preston once, which was such a thrill on a TV thing he did.
Well, I worked with him on that film and got to know him, and he was a good guy.
Oh, he was such a great guy.
He was real.
Yeah.
You know, that was Robert. What you see on the screen is what he was.
Yeah. He originated the role on stage, and they didn't want him for the film. They were trying to get a bigger
I never,
film actor. That's the story I heard. But nobody could handle that role like him. Yeah.
to this day, I can see him strutting down the back lot of Warner Brothers, leading the band.
Oh gosh.
It's just great.
So
Anyway,
did,
so
I
that's
know
what
that
we're
like
gonna
Marshall when he was younger, because I didn't grow up in film like Marshall did and like your children did, but you were on the back lot a lot with.
My mom worked on the back lot.
Yeah.
That's why she worked with Sam Peckinpah.
do. I did a movie you said.
Which one?
You had to ask me, didn't you?
Well, that's okay. I
The
mean,
one with Jason Robards and that's another story. But what was the name of that movie?
Is that the
It
one with
did-
Donald Sutherland?
No,
Jason Robards?
Jason Robards and L.Q. Jones.
Not something wicked.
No,
no.
I'll think of it in a minute.
Oh,
It'll
you
come
get
to
sort of
me,
sold.
but anyway, Sam fired the makeup artist they had. Well, he was known for firing everybody.
Yes.
Number one.
Yes.
Okay, and they fired the makeup artist who had been prepping the show for a month.
Oh gosh.
And Gordon Bow, the department head, called me up and says, Gary, I want you to go down and do this show. It was, water, found it where it was. It was
What?
not- Anyway, it'll come to me. And,
So was it? Oh, go ahead. Was it? What year was it? Do you know? Like the Straw Dogs? Was it Straw Dogs?
No,
1982. Try that.
anyway, so I went down, I told Gordon I can go temporarily because I'm starting a film with Tony Curtis down in, suppose they gave a war and nobody came. And we were gonna do that down in Arizona, and I can, and again, I said, you'll have to replace me on this show. And he couldn't find anybody to go down there and work with Sam, because he fired so many people on the previous show.
The Osterman weekend?
No, it was a Western, and it was,
Western. Bring me the head of Alfredo Garcia. No, that's 74.
It would have been earlier than that.
Oh, earlier.
Chris is saying 82.
Oh.
That's a different.
Oh.
I was thinking of a Jason.
No, I think this is going to be in the 60s.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
Yeah.
let's see, the Ballad of Cable.
Ballad, Cable.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
What year is that?
70.
70.
He released in 70. No, my mom
Okay.
wasn't working with him yet.
What
She
did
started-
your mother do for him?
Personal assistant. She
Oh,
worked with
okay.
Katie.
Okay, so here's a
Everyone get fired.
Oh, yeah.
here's a degree of separation. So did you know Bonnie Larson?
Yes,
You know she passed.
yeah.
Yeah. She was my manager. She was the one that I was doing a film in southern Utah, and one of her one of her actors was working on that. And so we got introduced, and she was the one who orchestrated my becoming a member of the church. But that's another story. 77. But her father was Peckinpah's special effects guy. For the Wild Bunch and all the big effects movies.
Name. Oh, gee.
What was Holbert?
Okay.
Bonnie's maiden name was Holbert, and her dad was a effects guy and did all the Peckinpah films, all the explosions, all the
He's lucky because not many did
Yeah.
all of the films.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was her last name?
Some did, like New
Gordon.
as the first AD. Did
Gordon Larson was
He was like
Sam.
seminary teacher.
yeah, great guy.
Did the- Anyway, so the story is,
Yeah.
I love it.
it got closer and closer, and I'm watching both films. They postponed the one I was supposed to go on. And so finally time came that I had to go. And I went into Sam and I said, Sam, I want to thank you very much for letting me work with you on this film. I said, but I got to go. He says, wait a minute, nobody leaves Peckinpah unless they're fired.
Well, that's pretty good.
Okay, Sam, but I said, if I made a commitment to do your film, you would want me there, wouldn't you? And he said, you got a point, you're okay, kid.
Wow.
So go ahead.
Oh, then Jason Ropard and I became very good friends. And I was the reason why, because I was his keeper for a weekend, because they didn't want him to go out and get drunk. Because he was getting drunk and then they couldn't shoot with him on Monday.
All right.
So I had to spend Saturday and Sunday with Jason, watching him and babysitting him,
Yeah.
not letting him drink. But he was so funny. He did nip a little bit and got a little shot on Saturday night, and he put a pith helmet on, and he would quote him Billy Big Boy. You know who that is?
No. Billy.
Shakespeare.
Oh, that big boy. Oh gosh.
He would stand around quoting Shakespeare to me all the time.
With a pith helmet on. Oh my gosh.
But they knew I didn't drink and that I was a Mormon, and so they said, Gary, you're club to watch Jason.
And it worked.
And it worked.
Yeah,
And
good.
Jason and I became very good friends.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Well, I had Sam pull a gun on me once when I was a kid. My mom and I surprised him. He slept at the studio often in his office. And we came and knocked on the door, nobody answered, so we walked in and he was in the cot there and he heard the disturbance and immediately reached under the mattress and pulled out a .357. And, it's you guys, okay, you know
Yeah.
how he was. And then the other time, my other good memory of him was I was at his ranch in Malibu, and I was having an asthma problem because he had horses there, so I wasn't breathing that well. And my mom said, "Hey, we have to leave. Marshall's not breathing well." He goes, "Here, come into my office." So I went in his office, and he, you know how he drank all the time. So he was drinking at this party, but he said, when I had breathing problems, my mom used to give me a paper bag, and I'd breathe into the paper bag. So he shows me how to do it. And then he hands it to me, and all I could smell was the alcohol. That paper bag. I'm all, 11, 12 years old. It's like, sit down there, I'm breathing out. He's like, keep breathing, keep breathing. I feel like air in my throat. That I left so much of that. And I got it.
That's funny.
It didn't really help. I was really having a hard time breathing, but it helped that he took the time to kind of help me.
He was that way. If he liked you, you're okay.
Yeah.
And if you were honest with him and didn't try to fool him at all, if you tried to pull something over his eyes, you were gone. That's it. 'Cause you know how he started? He started as a prop man.
Really.
And then he went into got into directing.
Yeah.
Hey, I used to go to the back lot at Universal a lot because I got a job there as a tour guide so that I could have access to everything. But even before that, when I was still in high school, me and some buddies went to the top of Barham, which dead-ended right into Universal there. And we would sometimes climb the fence and go and explore the back lot. And that's where they had, when they had, you know, they hadn't yet torn down a lot of things and they still had,
That's where I've seen you.
well,
Driving one of those carts on TCN, that commercial they had.
well, speaking of those carts, we found one with the keys in it once. And we went for a joyride on the back lot in a golf cart, and security caught up to us. And we knew how to get right to where we could get back over the fence again real quick. And we took that golf cart as high up that hill as we could go and outran the security guards and barely made it over that thing. One of the scariest nights of my life.
Would have been a serious
Would have been a serious trouble. I think they would have taken my side card or something.
to the bishop.
Yeah, I would have had to come see you, no doubt. Oh, fun times.
Oh, okay. That's
Well,
great.
well, thank you for having us over, and we loved this chat.
Yes, it's been so much fun.
Well, and whatever, you know, I'm retired.
Well, there's no place I'd rather be than listening to you.
But Sam he was great, and Jason was great, that was a great movie I got. But I did end up going on to the other show, and they replaced me on it.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I had to do is I had to paint a Gila monster.
Oh.
And the handler was standing there holding the thing. And this was a Mexican black beaded lizard.
Ooh, my
I had
gosh.
to make it look like a Gila monster, it's a first cousin.
Okay. But,
And that's one of the, so I've done a lot of animals makeup too.
Yeah.
wow.
Horse Whisperer, when we did the horse and all that stuff.
Wait, the horse had makeup?
A lot of makeup.
Gee, I didn't know that.
The horse was injured when they,
Oh, that, yeah, the special effects type. Injury
special
makeup?
effects.
That was you?
Dennis and I did that whole.
Wow. Not the glamour makeup. I mean, not the eyelashes on the horse.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But anyway, okay.
We'll have to give that a rewatch.
Yeah.
Horse Whisperer. I love that movie too. Yeah.
Well, I'm the point guy. They'll relay information to me. I'll get it to Curtis, and he'll get it to you.
All right, you can call me.
Oh, okay, I'll get it. Well,
Call me anytime.
all right, I know. My son Corey's even been up here, I understand.
Do you have any?
My son Corey's come by, hasn't he? Yeah.
I don't know, I haven't seen him.
Yeah, okay, I thought he had.
Do you have any kind of historical reel of any of your work already done? Or we need to just we'll start from scratch, okay,
No, anything you want to do with that is
Okay.
your call.
yeah,
The only thing that'd be close is when I was head of this, we started an association called Cinema Makeup Artists Association, and I was the president of it. And we did a lot of traveling on weekends. I'd be on location and I'd go on a weekend and do a show for Max Factor. Well, we started out with Redken and then we went Max Factor
oh my goodness.
and we represented them.
One of my best friends in school was Danny Factor,
Oh, really?
heir to the Max Factor. Yeah, he was that, yeah, anyway. That's good. Did you know, what was it, the Westmorelands?
Westmore's.
Westmore's.
Westmore and Westmoreland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Westmore's is who I was thinking of. Thank
Yeah.
you. They were in my ward, in Studio City.
Oh, really?
I lived there in Sherman Oaks, yeah.
That would have been Mike and his mother and his brother. They joined the church too.
Yeah, so I got to know them. I was only in that ward a year, but I
And
remember.
Mike did it, he joined the church because of Roberta Sherwood. I think was that her name?
Yeah, that name's very familiar.
She's an actress. And
Yeah.
a young girl, and she was LDS. And
Okay.
started, beautiful girl. Mike was dating her. And she got him interested in the church, and he joined the church.
Wow.
And after they broke up, he faded away out of the church. Marvin, his brother, stayed active for a while.
I wonder which one I knew. I wonder which ward. So this was 1989, 1990, 89.
89,
Yes,
that would have
Studio
been
City.
Mike.
Mike, that sounds about right. I mean, I got to know them a little bit because we both worked in the film industry, but I never was friends with them.
But Mike was a talented makeup artist. He did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Star Wars, not Star Wars, but
Star Trek?
Star Trek. And he did a lot of those in the movie and the series.
Huh.
Did all those things.
Yeah.
He was a stay-at-home mom. He didn't have to go on locations.
Now, would you know Robert Starling and?
Oh yeah, Robert Starling. Do you know him?
Were you involved in Alma at any point?
I was.
So Robert Starling would have been the president, maybe, in Southern California.
Yeah.
When they first started.
Yeah, when they first started. Yeah, me too.
I was just a young guy, but yes, I was in Alma in the early '80s.
Yeah, I was too. Remember when I think they honored Lex D'Azevedo one year.
Paul Dunn.
And-
Paul Dunn was at one of the
That's right.
things that I was at.
So was Jeff Chamberlain part of that too? Or?
Jeff might have been. We had the award meeting at the Sportsman's Lodge. Do you remember that?
That's where where'd they have the meeting?
The regular meetings, I think everything was at because they got a meeting room there, and then for the award ceremony each year they went into their little rotunda kind of theater thing.
I just not long ago purchased a menu from the Sportsman's Lodge.
Oh my gosh!
Because all my Little League banquets were there when I was a kid, and I love that place.
Well, that's been repurposed. Have you been there?
I did.
Yeah.
That's why I bought the menu.
Yeah.
So were you really into baseball then?
Yeah, I played Little League. I wasn't. My personal career only lasted till about junior high age.
Okay.
But my love of the game started with my grandfather.
Did you play any church softball?
Oh, all the time. I was
Okay, let me
always
tell you.
the one that ran the team.
I was on the team that won the all-church tournament.
No way.
Yeah. Roger Goringer and Burbank Second Ward.
Wow.
We won it. And
What year?
I have to look and
You have a
see.
trophy.
You have a trophy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave trophies back in those days for our church.
And guess who gave it to me?
Uh-oh.
President Monson.
I was gonna say Thomas S. Watson. I was gonna get that. Look at this.
Let me zoom in on that.
Well, our two youngest girls, who are both
got
married
it.
now, but they played softball all through high school.
1969.
69. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, our two girls were softball players, high school and college. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Yeah, I didn't know that they did that.
They did. Trophies were a big thing back in the day. You'd go to a ward and there would be a trophy case.
Yeah. And Monson gave us this trophy, and we beat
Senior division.
Larry Miller. He was a
Oh.
pitcher for Miller. They had a big softball team.
I'll bet. The best money you could buy.
Where was this held?
Huh?
Where were the games played? Salt Lake. Okay. It's a little loose there.
Yeah. They had a lot of dust.
Well, it's from '69.
Yeah. We had players that Jerry Llewellyn was going back and forth because he worked at NBC in the editorial department, and he was flying back and forth to the games from LA. So we were really dedicated. We had a lot of guys that were really.
Burbank was always Burbank and Cedar City, that whole area was very competitive, even when I was playing church softball.
Mitch Davis in that area?
Yeah.
Well, I was on the other side of the hill for most of it until I moved to Sherman Oaks.
Okay.
But I was on the Los Angeles side. Our tournaments were always, we never got out of the LA area with our team. And that was in the early 80s. They were still doing trophies then, I know that. And it was pretty competitive.
Well, it was that was very competitive.
Yes, that was the height of it right there.
Yeah, we were the Cinderella team because we went as the second place team from the region in LA area, Southern California region, and went there and we won the all church.
What position or positions did you play?
I played third base.
Third base. We're kindred.
You
I love to play third base.
You were involved in what film up here? What baseball film?
Oh, yeah, I didn't help make it, but The Sandlot, as director of the Film Commission, I organized all the anniversary events where we brought all the cast back to Utah and showed the movie on The Sandlot, the location where it was filmed. I did that for the 20th, 25th, 30th, and Michelle helped me too. So we had a little committee, volunteer committee, we put those events together for 3 different
You got a
years.
resume that won't stop.
And he has the picture of Babe Ruth ball.
I have the screen used Babe Ruth ball, one of them, not the one the dog ate, but I have the one that they pick off the mantle in my personal collection. Yeah. So yeah, and I have a baseball card collection too. So,
Do you?
yeah.
I got a friend of mine, he was a wardrobe, and his son was a pitcher for Florida State, left-handed pitcher.
Yeah.
And then he got drafted by Montreal with Larry Walker and
Oh yeah.
the big unit.
Yeah, Randy Johnson. Yeah.
And so he used to get me tickets all the time to go because he blew his arm out
Oh.
and couldn't go on with the guys, but he stayed close to them.
Sure.
Whenever they would come to town, they stayed with him.
So being in California, would you go to some Dodger games, Angel games? What? Yeah.
All my kids worked at Dodger Stadium. So did you?
Yeah, well, I never did, but all my friends did. The parking
Yeah.
company was owned by Mormons,
Oh, okay.
and so all the kids in the kiosks taking the cash in those days
Yeah.
and getting to park inside were all my Mormon friends.
Chris and Kurt both worked there. Dennis worked there.
Yeah.
Randy worked there.
Dodger Stadium's the best job in the world.
Yeah.
You got out of school.
Yeah, and
Highlight.
I've been to Dodger Stadium more than any other stadium. I mean, we try to get around to all stadiums, but that was my home stadium growing up, of course. Even though, this is so funny, I did not become a Dodger fan until later in life. I was a Reds fan growing up.
I hated the Reds.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're a Dodger fan, of course you did. And then not until later, now I'm a Dodger fan, right? And I don't even live there. My 2 boys are huge. Our 2 boys are huge.
Well, I was a Dodger fan when the Dodgers were the Bugs. In
Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I hated the Yankees and Cincinnati.
Well, Michelle's a big fan of Jackie Robinson, the movie 42.
Yeah.
You
That's a
see-
good movie.
Yeah, good movie. She's an Angels fan,
Angel.
right?
Yes, yes, I would say that.
How could you be a fan when they gave up the best pitcher in baseball?
I know. We're more fans of athletes also.
Are you talking about Nolan Ryan or Shohei Ohtani?
Shohei.
Well, and with the new pitcher they got too. I mean, they are building such a dynasty right now.
They got 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
3 from Japan.
Yamamoto, and then
And then the new one,
yeah,
My nephew's
just
playing.
signed him.
yeah, just signed him.
Justin.
No, just signed him. The new.
Signed him, yeah. The Japanese pitcher just a couple days ago.
Well, let me think let me give this some thought.
Yeah.
And I can also, if there's anything that needs to get from you to them, so you can.
Curate that
Yeah,
memorabilia.
I can do
I
that.
want to show, like, I've got makeup cases, hair cases, and stuff like that that I.
Where would we put them? Would you?
What I'm thinking is if we earmarked an area in the VIP room.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, they'd be the people that'd be most.
Yeah, then that way it's the
That's awesome.
it would be like the filmmakers. It would be all the filmmakers that had their movies in this year's festival. They have access. It's not open
Sponsors.
to everybody.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking a little bit more.
Maybe some stanchions,
Our
a
staff.
photo 2 away from the table, so people couldn't.
We
That's
can
easy.
figure
Do
that
some
out.
photo opportunities with you in the VIP room afterwards.
Okay.
Maybe before if there's another one. We're gonna be busy, but other people will.
But and Sean, like even these conversations are just lovely, and I can think of a lot of people that, you know, if you're up to it, you want to just come and hang out in the VIP room, you know, and have some of those.
There'll be food there, drinks, couches like this.
Drinks, what kind of?
Yeah.
Water,
Soft
soda, and juice.
If all your
Just stay hydrated.
if all your table stuff, I forget
No
what it's
alcohol
called,
at this festival.
where you have the panels.
Yeah.
If there's a space on a panel, you end up with a block of time. A discussion with Gary or something like that is possible.
That would be fantastic.
No, I could, you know, I'll spend most of the day there if you need me. I would like to meet the people.
Good.
It'd be fun.
I think it would be fun, they can get to know you even better during that week, and then when you're receiving the award on Saturday, it means
Okay.
even a little bit more to them, because they know who you are.
Yeah, let's try to figure out a slot.
Is he okay, Beckham?
6 months old and getting teeth.
Oh boy.
And I'm losing teeth.
There you go.
And
Not a
his
winning.
laugh needs to.
That was so
It's
funny.
not just the best laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, we got it.
Good.
He's a belly laugher.
Yes, for sure.
You want to show them the kitchen? I think that's the most exciting, fun part of your home.
Did you want
That's my one bum kitchen.
like printed things? Because we had the one that Rick and ran in magazines. I'll send it to Sean. Okay.
Have you ever seen the family room downstairs? It's the same size as this room.
Oh.
Just
Yeah,
another TV.
I probably have. Chris is talking to her about some stuff she might have.
Yeah, that's the original logo. One of the.
Oh,
This is stupid, look.
look at the original Sundance logo.
Yes. I mean, this is.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Brubaker. We didn't even talk about that
Was it
movie.
Brubaker, the one with the pig? No, it wasn't
Milagro
Brubaker.
Beanfield.
Milagro Beanfield. That's.
Oh, that's Milagro Beach. Yeah.
But just stuff like that. I don't. Whatever. I don't know if you want that kind of stuff.
And yes, I think that
That was like the second movie he directed, right? After Ordinary People.
I just remember we all laughed about the pig.
All right, this is the chalet
Okay.
that we built. My dad, my brother, and I.
Chalet.
They called
It's
it
the
the
little
chalet.
log cabin.
And we built this in 1974.
Okay.
My dad and brother and I. And my nephew, he was a plumber. My dad was a mason and a carpenter and what have you.
Wow.
But
I think that's
we had a spiral staircase and went downstairs to the bedroom. Here. And of course, we had the loft up there. That's another bedroom.
The big snow cats in
So you came here as a kid? How old?
So my grandparents had a cabin in Midway called Interlaken. Yeah, so they had a cabin up there, and I remember it grew also in size from a little girl's little A-frame, and then yeah.
It's like I tell everybody, I added a house to a bathroom.
Well, here's the funniest thing. So we just did
And this is my one bum kitchen here.
Oh. So this is the original kitchen.
This is the original kitchen.
Nice.
This is since
I
1970.
queued it up today to watch the screen grab his credit.
I love it.
I got goosebumps.
I never have figured out how to get the dust out of the lawn, so.
No. They don't look dusty to me, so. Yeah, I guess you could polyurethane everything.
Yeah. Well,
Takes away the natural look of it.
Yeah, now
and then my dad, he was a rock mason by trade. And this is the small bathroom. But he put all this flagstone around the bathtub.
Oh, wow.
That's original still.
And that's original.
So this was the only bathroom back in the day?
Knees up around your ears.
Yeah, it's a small bathtub. But he also built the chimney and the fireplace.
Oh.
That was my dad.
I told them in the summertime when there's foliage on all the trees, you can't see the neighbors below.
You can't. My wife used to watch the kids ski from here because the trees were low, but no more.
Do the kids still ski though?
No, my grandkids do.
No?
They ski. Her ski.
Skis.
Denny ski.
Real ski, not this snowboarding stuff, right? Yeah.
Real ski.
My kids tried to get me to snowboard once. Dad, you gotta get with it.
I got a new knee last year, so
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's why I don't ski anymore.
Right now.
So,
I skied twice. I was born in California, but I have lived in Utah since.
I learned how to ski here. Remember Raleigh? What's his
No,
name?
you didn't know how to ski.
I learned how to ski here.
So
You
Sean-
didn't?
I did a movie
I
up
was
here,
the first one to learn to ski.
and Raleigh, I forget Raleigh's last name. He was head of something at BYU, but I was working on a BYU motion picture studio film. And we wrapped, and he says, "You ever been night skiing?" I said, "I've been no skiing." And he took me up here and pushed me. Well, yeah.
Why was Timothy Hutton up here skiing at one time? Did he come up when you guys were doing Ordinary People? Because you made me ride the lift with him,
whoa.
and I didn't know who he was. I
What?
thought he was just some geeky looking. I was, you know.
He came up, it wasn't during shooting, it had to be before shooting.
Because I remember you're like, oh, well, run up with Chris. And I'm just like, so I'm talking to him, and I'm like, I didn't know who he was. I thought you were sitting with a stranger. And I looked at him, I'm like, so what do you do? You know, what do you do? He goes,
Year later, he
he says,
won an
oh,
Oscar.
he says, no, I'm an actor. I said, are you any good? And he just said, I'm okay. I said, oh, okay.
Well, his father was an
And we got
actor.
off and went our different ways,
Yeah.
but it was like later on, I was like, I did not know who that was.
Remember when I was doing Geronimo, we
Matt Damon came up.
brought Matt
That was
Damon
fun.
up for Thanksgiving
He was
wow.
fun.
because he didn't have any place to go back to Boston and come back again and start
Mm.
shooting. He wouldn't have been able, and so he's all
I-
alone.
Might have been the 4th of July. Might have been the 4th of July. I just remember he was nice. He's probably one of my favorite actors. Ever.
Nice kid,
Matt Damon.
really nice. In fact,
But
I
I
got
like
him a
watching his
job
movies.
on Bagger Vance
Oh, one of my favorites. There you go.
because Redford was looking for somebody to play that role. He says, I can't find anybody. He says, well, I'm working with a kid that is really good. He says, is he athletic? And I says, oh, sure he is. Well, I didn't know.
That's when you dropped my name.
Yes.
Okay.
I did, Sean. Of course you got it. But so he hired Matt from that.
Wow. So you're responsible.
So this is where you would have had dinner with him?
Uh-huh. Well,
No, you might have had the new part by then.
no, yeah,
You did have the new part by then.
no, it wasn't, no, yeah, this is all done over here. The dinner was in there, in the dining room. And this is when I went to the Tucson Gem Show. Gem Show, and I
I've
bought a
been to
rug.
that. Yes. I love it.
I bought that rug.
Makes sense.
And this is,
Get the church pew.
that's my
Yes.
bishop's pew right there.
Oh, my goodness. I should have bought that pew. Still kick myself about that. I had a chance to buy the
Did you-
pew. Oh, go ahead.
Now, did you grab that when they redid the building,
They
the
redid
chapel?
the building, and we had an auction, sold a lot of stuff off. And I bought the bishop pew.
So that,
So this is exactly like where you sat here with
Yeah.
our
That-
counselors.
that
Wow.
was.
Yeah, the building that was the Burbank
But there were
building
cushions,
had
right?
been a country club.
Look right here, there's the hole for the mic. Control the mic.
oh, yeah. You had to sit on the hardwood, or did you get cushions?
Sit on the hardwood.
Wow.
I was baptized in the basement of that building,
Yeah.
which had been a speakeasy also during the Prohibition.
During Prohibition, yeah.
Yeah.
That tunnel went all the way into Burbank.
Yeah, all of that building.
To go down there and the scouts were.
The scout room?
They wanted to go down and see what it was.
Wow.
It's crazy. Well, Gary,
Okay.
Well,
Thank
Gary,
you. I saw you had dinner on the.
can we do a picture with him?
Absolutely.
While we're here, Gary, thank you so much.
maybe with the rug in the background or whatever you
And
think
the
is the.
pew and-
Well, we-
Let's put him in the middle.
Yes.
Let's